Last night at Great American Ballpark, Marlon Byrd provided most of the offense, and his 8th-inning home run led Cincinnati to a win in Game 1. Tonight, Madison Bumgarner tries to be the stopper after 2 straight losses by the Orange and Black. It's the Giants' ace against the Reds in Game 2 of the series, and it's next.
We've got a warm night here in Cincinnati as we come to you from Great American Ballpark. This is Game 2 of this 4-game series, Giants and Reds. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have lost 2 straight by the same scores and the same way with 8th-inning home runs by the opposition. So Madison Bumgarner is the guy that's going to have to try to change things, and he's very capable of doing that.
Well, you're right. I mean, he's the guy who's been the big horse so many times, and he's going to be asked to try and stop this 2-game slide. Now, lifetime against this Reds team, he's 2-3 with an ERA of the 4s. This has always been a ballpark that has not been that friendly to him. So, for that reason, it's a challenge. When he knows that there's something that hasn't gone his way, that makes him a bit more motivated. In order to do well tonight, he has to stop 2 guys, especially, and that would be Brandon Phillips and Todd Frazier. Collectively, they're 9 for 22 lifetime against them. We'll pay attention to those matchups.
All right, Blanco gets another start. He's in left field, and he's the Giants' leadoff hitter tonight. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Here in Cincinnati, the Reds have just taken the field as we get ready for Giants baseball. Game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is kicking off summer tomorrow with free performances by Circus of Nations. 83 degrees here. The winds are calm. Humidity at 53%. And there is rain in the area. Jason Marquis is on the mound for the Reds. This is the lineup that he'll be facing. It'll be Blanco again, another start for Gregor Blanco, and then Joe Panik. And Joe Panik with a 10-game hitting streak. Followed by Pagan, Posey, and Belt. Maxwell hit 6, Crawford in the 7th slot, McGee 8th, and Bumgarner 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Cincinnati Reds will be the veteran right-hander Jason Marquis, and this is what he has done in 6 starts, 3-2 with a 5.66 ERA. Basically, they give you 3 looks. It's going to be a high 80s fastball with a slider and a changeup. And he'll throw anything at any time. Doing very well against lefties. They're hitting 260 against it, but the righties are lighting him up. Take a look at the defense playing behind Jason Marquis. Starting in the outfield, it'll be Bird, Hamilton, Negron, Cozart and Frazier on the left side, Phillips and Votto on the right side. Brian Pena will be in the squad putting down the signs. Time now for our AT&T Uverse Rewind. We go back to the 2012 NLDS Game 4. That's when Gregor Blanco hit a 2-run homer off Mike Leake, and he did that in the second inning to make the score 3-0. The Giants would go on to win that ball game 8-3.
So here's Blanco as we get ready to start this ball game. And the first pitch of the ball game is outside. So we get started 1 minute late. So Blanco, who's 5 for his last 9, waits on Marquis, and he fouls it back and out of play.
Marquis' no baby. He's been around for a long time. He's in his 14th year at the big league level. 36 years old, 6'1", 220-pounder. From Staten Island, New York.
Just outside, the home plate umpire is Dan Bellino. Dreckman, Hallion, and Marquez from first to third. Dan Bellino.
He's a low ball umpire. Keep the ball between your catcher's knees. You're going to get a lot of strikes.
3-1 is Marquis off the mark. Blanco in the game last night went 2 for 2. He scored 2 runs, 2 of the 3 runs the Giants had. So with Marquis' control, you'd figure that this would be something Blanco could hit. And he walked him.
Blanco's got good numbers against Jason Marquis. He and Casey McGee are the 2 Giants that have the best lifetime success against Marquis.
Here's Joe Panik. Joe in the game last night had 1 hit. It was a triple. It came in the 8th inning. Eventually scored the tying run. He's never faced Marquis before. And now the Giants have a runner at first at good speed. Panik takes a strike. Pagan to follow. Giants are 1-2 on this road trip. They won the first game in Houston and then lost the last 2 games by the identical score of 4-3. Marquis to Panik. Shot up the middle, past the diving Phillips, and Panik with a base hit.
One thing you're not going to do is challenge the arm of Billy Hamilton. He's got a rifle out there at center. He's got the best arm tonight of all the Reds outfielders.
I mean, the way he's built, it must be like a whip when he throws it.
It's exactly like a whip. You know, kind of like D. Gordon, the same type arm action, just way above average arms.
So here's Angel Pagan, who had a hit in 3 at-bats and an RBI in the game last night. Pagan hitting at .336. And he takes a strike. Panic's hit now gives him an 11-game hitting streak. Not closing in quite on Joe DiMaggio just yet, but definitely a small step towards that.
Yeah, I mean, he got hit in 11 in a row before he could hit 56 in a row.
That's right. Pagan fouls it back. He's a bit out in front.
One more comment about Dan Bellino, the plate umpire. He has no problem bringing guys up at 2 strike counts. In fact, I think he enjoys it.
Pagan with a slightly open stance at the plate. Got him. Away, and then in.
Well, a little 2-seam fastball by way of the front door on that inside corner to a lefty. Pagan sees it, backs off the plate, and the movement comes right into the glove. And if you can put it between the knees of a catcher with Bellino, you're going to get a wide strike zone. That was a clear example of it.
So here's Buster Posey. Buster last night 1 for 4 with an RBI. He's had a home run lifetime against Marquee. And here he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Painted that outside corner at the knees. Something that you really don't want to swing at, because you can roll that over into a double play. Walker with his lead at second. And it's low and away. Posey had a base hit in the first inning yesterday with runners at second and third. And Bruce Bochy was a little disappointed that the back end runner, the runner at second, Joe Panik, didn't score. High to right field for Negron. Tagging is Blanco. He'll end up at third. 2 outs. So here's Belt. Belt's trying to get back on track. He's been in the swing and miss mode lately. 0 for 4 last night with 3 strikeouts. Does have a couple of doubles. Lifetime 3 for 9 against Marquee. Panik at first, Blanco at third. And the pitch. And Bell hits a high drive foul down the right field line and out of play. Gone. It went over the foul pole, and it's a 3-run home run for Brandon Belt. How about that?
Wow. Yeah, that'll make him smile. I mean, he had a 1 for 13 going on this road trip with 8 strikeouts. But what's impressive with that swing of the bat is that he stayed inside the inside pitch, and he didn't hook it foul. Off the crack of the bat, we're thinking that's foul, and then all of a sudden it stays straight. It goes over the top of the foul pole. And first base umpire Bruce Dreckman says, "See ya."
Wow.
And that's his first home run of the year.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell with a swing and a miss. So that had felt pretty good.
Yeah, that definitely gets a gorilla-sized monkey off his back.
The 3 strikeouts the night before. Sometimes you don't sleep real good. Sleep better tonight. Here's the 1-1 to Maxwell. Maxwell takes inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Although in this park, 3-0 in the first inning. You better not sit on it.
Yeah, you've got to add here. It's kind of like the same mentality you have playing at Coors Field. Add.
They're going to appeal. And Bruce Streckman said that Maxwell went around, so it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. And that'll end the inning. So Belt hits his first of the year down the right field line over the fair pole. It's bye-bye baby, and it's 3-0 Giants. Now the Reds will come up, and this is the lineup that Madison Bumgarner will be facing. The Reds come in 18 and 17. It'll be Hamilton, Cozart, and Votto. Todd Frazier, the cleanup hitter, and then the guy that beat the Giants last night, Marlon Byrd. He will hit 5th, followed by Phillips, who did not play last night, Pena, Negron, and the pitcher Marquis.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be Madison Bumgarner, the 6'5", 235-pound, 25-year-old. 5-year veteran. This is what he's done in 7 starts. 3-2 with a 3.30 ERA, 42 strikeouts for 43 2/3 against 8 walks. And for Bumgarner, you're going to see a low 90s fastball that has cut, slider, curveball, changeup, low 3/4 release, lots of movement. Lifetime against the Cincinnati Reds, 2-3, and a lifetime ERA of 4.66.
So here's Billy Hamilton, who will lead things off. Giants did a good job with Hamilton last night. They kept him off the bases. He was 0 for 4. Here he takes a called strike, hitting 205. A couple of home runs, 5 driven in. And a quick 0-2. The corner infielders now will relax a little bit, McGee and Belt. But you can't relax too much. He hits a slow roller. It's almost impossible. And the high fastball. And Hamilton started to go, but held up.
Remember last year, another reference to D. Gordon. He had a 2-strike count when he was with the Dodgers, and he bunted with a 2-strike count and had a base hit.
2-2.
And the reason I bring that up is for the rest of the year, the third baseman played even with the bag in respect of what could possibly be a chance to bunt, even in a 2-strike count. I think a guy like Billy Hamilton, I think he should do that.
Hit on the ground. Panic's got to get rid of it quickly. He does. Nice play. 1 out.
Well, he makes that play look easy. Let's take a look at that defense playing behind Bumgarner tonight. Starting in the outfield, it'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Maxwell. Crawford and McGee on the left side. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the sides.
Cozart hitting .321. He's having a good year. 5 home runs, 16 driven in. Went 1 for 3 in the game last night. And here he fouls it into the glove of Buster Posey. 1 for 10. Cozart's numbers against Bumgarner lifetime. field. Is it going to carry? Blanco back. Gone. Cozart is 6th of the year, and it's 3-1.
Ballpark can get scary, and it's warm. This is a hanging breaking ball right up around the belt. And for a hot hitter, he's not going to miss mistakes belt high from the belt to the chest letters on his uniform. That was just a location mistake.
Here's Votto. Votto with a swing and a miss.
94-mile-an-hour fastball from Madison Bumgarner. A little upset about that home run. But that pitch also was up.
Foul back. It's now 1-2 to Joey Votto. On deck is Frazier. Roll back to Bumgarner. Soft toss to Belt. 2 outs. Take a look at the Brandon Belt home run from a different angle. It's right down the line. It's hard to pick up, but at the very end you can see it.
Right to the left of the foul pole. You can see the little baseball being fair, like a good baseball should.
Frazier bounces it foul. Alfonso Marquez looks like he's got either a wrap or a cast on his left arm. Remember, he got whacked yesterday. Frazier 4 for 9 lifetime against Bumgarner. There's Alfonso Marquez. Fouled just in front of Marty Brennaman, and it's now 0-2.
Hall of Famer Marty Brennaman.
Oh yeah, that's how he introduces himself.
The voice of the Cincinnati Reds. And one of our favorites.
It's a bit high to Frazier.
There's Marty.
Marty was part of those great Big Red Machine teams.
His partner Jeff Bradley, former Giant.
Line drive. Crawford can't get it, and it's going to roll out into left center field. Blanco gets to it. Here's his throw. It's offline, and Frazier's got a double.
Frazier, one of the guys that really has had good history against Madison Bumgarner. And there aren't many guys that can say that. They set up in the inside corner, and this thing is on the other side of the plate, so a real big location mistake. And for a guy that sees him well, Bumgarner pays the price. So a 2-out double, and Frazier's in scoring position. Just like that. Boy, this place is live tonight.
Very live tonight. 83 degrees at first pitch. So here's Marlon Byrd. Byrd last night hit the home run in the 8th inning to break the tie. And here he takes high. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Bumgarner deals. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and a strike.
This ballpark early in the year doesn't play quite as lively as it does midsummer. When you start to see the temperatures rise, you start to see the offense rise here. And tonight really is a night that totally favors the hitters. Not a lot of wind, but a lot of carry.
Middle of the diamond, it's going to be Panic, and Panic behind the mound puts it away. A run on the home run by Cozart after 1, 3-1 Giants. Tonight, Lincecum says, I wouldn't say physically it affected me, just more mentally it got a hold of me. Today the mound got the better of me, and that's my fault. Here's Crawford. Crawford, McGee, Bumgarner. Crawford on the first pitch pops this one. Maybe playable. Cozart and Bird coming together, and they couldn't get it.
This was last night. Lincecum, his back foot. This is a 3-2 count. His back foot completely pushed back over the rubber, and his leg gave away. Really was lucky he wasn't injured. 3 times he stumbled on the mound last night. Twice with his stride step, and then you saw the push with his back foot slide over the rubber.
Crawford took an 0 for 4 last night. It puts his average at 255. There's a called strike. 2 for 9 lifetime against Jason Marquis. And the Reds ready throws outside 1-2. Crawford lines it foul. Watch Belt hit that ball, and now Crawford that one. How about the ball Sandoval hit out of the park here? Foul. He pulled it. Not down the line, but over the upper deck down the right field line. On the ground sharply and off the glove of Phillips. And that's unusual.
That is very unusual. I mean, you're used to anything hit to the right side of the infield as being something that Brandon Phillips is going to get to and catch. He's got great range. Gold Glove second baseman. But that's a hit.
That's an error.
They gave him an error?
Yeah. That's a reputation error.
Wow, you're right. It's a rough error. I'm not changing it.
Here's McGee. And that got the foot of Pena. Mike turns out to be right, and that's a base hit for Crawford. Good job, partner. Way to be all over it.
Now let's take a look at where it got Pena, the catcher. Oh, right on the toe of the left foot. And he's got a little pad over there. Perhaps it may have prevented a broken bone, but it didn't prevent the ouch.
There's no way, I guess, you can protect that.
No. I don't know why I haven't come up with a steel-toed catcher's shoe. I just really.
And maybe change if you're going to hit.
Yeah. Why not?
Crawford goes, hit and run, swing and a miss. Throw is almost into center field, and Crawford with a stolen base. So Bruce Bochy keeps trying it, and this time at least they got a stolen base out of the deal.
Well, Jason Marquis is a guy that throws a lot of sinkers. He puts the ball on the ground. Keith McGee is hitting a 12 double play, so he's trying to stay out of the double play. But you try and get a good pitch for a guy to swing at him because you're in the go mode. Hit and run, you have to swing. And McGee had no chance to hit that thing. That was off the plate about 2 feet.
So now he's behind in the count. McGee 3 for 8 lifetime against Marquis. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And a good take. It's 2-2.
Let's take a look at the pitch that McGee had to swing at. You had to swing no matter what. And that literally was 2 feet off the plate. And he had no chance to touch it. But you have to swing on a hit and run.
Well, but for a lot of reasons. One, you got to try your best to hit it. But 2, you got to distract the catcher as much as you can.
Well, I think it worked.
McGee, line drive. Phillips right there.
Well, Thursday, May 28th is Chinese Heritage Night at AT&T Park, and your special event package will include a ticket to the game where the Giants take on the Braves and a Giants-themed Year of the Ram figurine. Reminder, to receive the giveaway item, you need to purchase the Chinese Heritage Night special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special event.
Here's Bumgarner, 1 for 14 on the season. But don't let that fool you. No balls and 1 strike. Won the Silver Slugger last year for the best hitter at his position. And that runs inside for a ball. And he knows that this is a bandbox, and he'd like to get one in the air.
Oh, absolutely. Last year he had 258 with 4 home runs and 15 RBIs. Silver Slugger.
The RBIs stack up if you hit 2 grand slams.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike, and Marquis pitching him like a cleanup hitter.
It happens a lot. I mean, you know, a pitcher has a reputation of being a pretty good hitter, and all of a sudden you start to nibble and you fall behind. It's not a situation where he has an open base and he wants to use it. This is a number 9 hitter. I mean, this is a guy you need to attack. This should be a pretty good pitch to hit.
Two and 2.
Cutter that shaves the outside of the corner. Pretty good pitch right there. Again, that's respect. 2-1 count, not just a challenge fastball.
Line drive, foul, not by much. 6 inches, maybe a foot.
All right, let's see. How foul was it? Yeah, a couple feet. Close, though. I guarantee off the crack of the bat, he's saying, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair, stay fair. Singing the Stay Fair song going down the first base line.
Got him. Third strikeout for Marquis. Not out of it yet. Here's Blanco.
Two guys in this Giants lineup before the first pitch you got to pay close attention to because of their numbers against Marquis. Just talked about Casey McGee, and Gregor Blanco's the other one. He sees him well.
Blanco drew a walk in the first, eventually scored. And he rolls this one to Billy Hayes.
It's great being a first base coach. You have a long inning, everybody takes off their protective piece.
Well, it's Star Wars night. By the end of the inning, you could look like one of the Star Wars characters.
Yeah, Stormtrooper, no doubt.
Pitch is low to Blanco. Foul back. So a pretty good rip by Blanco. One-two pitch to Gregor Blanco. And it's wide. It's 2-2.
Trying to float a changeup in the strike zone. Kind of got underneath that. You can see Marquis have a little word with himself. The things you say into your mitt.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left. Giants 3, Reds 1. In the very first inning, Angel Pagan with Zach Cozart hitting, lifted one into the gap, and we thought it was gone. No, it was not. Pagan ran it down on a very nice catch, and that's our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. And here's Brandon Phillips. Phillips on the ground to Panic. Panic will take his time. 1 out. Phillips has been battling turf toe, and he's not running very well. He's running like, he's running like a toe's bothering him.
Yeah, and it definitely affected his range in the infield too. But still, good at bat and a nice play from Panic. And you can see, normally it's bang bang. It's the kind of speed he has, but with the bad toe, taking it easy.
Here's Pena. Pena having a good year, takes a strike. Mesoraco can pinch hit. He just cannot catch. He's got a serious hip problem. So it's Pena doing the bulk of the catching. And that one goes to the backstop. In the game last night, Pena had a couple of hits, 2 for 4. Cubs in a while when today beat the Pirates in 12 innings, 11-10.
And I definitely had some wind in that game.
There's a strike. It's 1-2. Cubs are now 20-15, so they're off to a nice start.
30 hits in that game. Each team, the Pirates and the Cubs, had 15 hits apiece.
Reaching out is Pena as he fouls that one out of play. It is Star Wars night, so there's Brian Pena. How he might look if he were in that Star Wars era. On the ground, Crawford gives ground, knows he has time. McDonald's True Stories, Madison Bumgarner this season, his first 4 starts. There you see his numbers, 4.63 ERA. His last 3 starts have been fabulous. The Mad Ball. Here's Chris DeGrone. Negron hitting 109 with an RBI. And a called strike, and it's 0-1.
This guy's a good looking ball player. Do a lot of things for the Reds. He's kind of like a Matt Duffy in that he can play anywhere.
Tapped slowly, foul. John Miller introduced me to him today, and he's raised a massive Giants fan. He said his mom and dad are here, and he said, and they are cheering for the Reds, and a little bit reluctantly. But they are cheering for their son Chris. There's a line drive to right field, and coming in and making a sliding catch is Maxwell, and that's going to end the inning. Nice play. We played 2 full innings here at Great American Ballpark. Lots of action, including this fine play by Maxwell. It's 3-1 Giants. Our Ford right choice. We're going to go back all the way back to the last out, and it's the great catch by Justin Maxwell off the bat of Chris Negron. Nice play.
Boy, has he made some great plays in right field. Add that to the list.
So here's Panik, who singled and scored in the first inning. And he takes just a bit wide. Inside corner strike.
A couple of New Yorkers going at each other.
And that sails wide.
Jason Marquis lives in Staten Island. Joe Panik lives in Hopewell Junction, New York.
Nope, 3-1.
I couldn't tell you if they're close to each other, as both of those cities are not on the schedule.
Yeah, we're geographically challenged outside the schedule. There's a pitch foul back. It's 3-2. Pagan and then Posey here in the third. And a line drive off the glove of Votto, and it slows it down. And Negron's going to get to it to keep Panik to a single. That's the second ball in the series that is hit off the glove of Votto.
Well, this is just a bullet 3-2 challenge. They don't want to walk him. Throws a breaking ball and he hammers it just off the tip of the web of Joey Votto's glove. And he's a good fielding first baseman. He's definitely knows what he's doing with that glove in his hand. Ball just got on him so quickly, couldn't get up high enough.
Here's Pagan, who struck out looking in the first. And he looks at a strike, and it's 0-1.
Pagan's thinking, this is a pretty big strike zone. I got rung up on the inside corner of my last at bat. Called strike 3 here. That's some outside paint. I'm sure he's having that conversation with Dan Bellino, the plate umpire. Bellino, he has a consistent zone. I mean, he's got corners on his strike zone. You don't see many high strikes, but you will see width on both sides of the plate at the knees.
No balls and 1 strike. And a quick toss to first, and back is Panik. Chopper, Cozart. That's 1, and that's all they'll get.
Well, Giants are coming home Sunday night. They're going to have an off day Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's going to be the Dodgers coming to town for the second time. And the Thursday day game is sold out. But if you still want to get tickets for the 19th and the 20th games, the Tuesday, Wednesday, 7:15 games, go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
Our fans do love their day baseball, don't they?
They do.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster hits a high drive to left. It is out of here. And the Giants lead 5-1. And that's Buster's 6th of the year. Down the line, just like Belts, however, this one down the left field line.
Now they set the target away, and this ball runs right across the plate, middle in, and with Posey's inside-out approach, he stays inside it. He keeps it fair down the line. Thing of beauty.
Here's Belt, who takes a strike.
Here's his changeup.
So Belt a 3-run home run, Posey a 2-run home run, and Belt rips this one off the facing of the second deck.
The look from behind, and it's just a thing of beauty. I mean, if you don't stay inside that ball, you're going to hook it foul. It's the beauty of his swing.
Bell lines it to left, and it's going to fall in front of Marlon Byrd.
He's got to feel a whole lot better than he did the first 13 at-bats of this road trip. 1 for 13, 8 strikeouts, and tonight a home run, a 3-run shot here in opposite field, Linia.
Maxwell struck out in the first. Here he takes in tight for a ball.
And you know what happens when guys start hitting home runs? Everybody starts thinking about it, especially guys like Maxwell who have good power. He wants to join the party, and he's got a good count to hit in right now.
And Marquis stays away. It's 2-0. It's hard to see what's going on in the Reds bullpen, but I do see somebody playing catch. And they're telling us in the truck that it's Badenhop.
Burke Badenhop.
Nope, it's 3-0. You see Badenhop. See if Maxwell has the green light. We'll never know. No swing on the appeal. It's a walk. And here's Crawford.
So, when in doubt, send the pitching coach out there. And Jeff Pico going to come out and try and stall a little bit. Let Badenhop get heated. Not a whole lot you're going to tell a guy who's in his 14th year at the big league level. He's been through this, and he knows the deal. Pico just out there to do nothing but kill time. May give him a couple atta-babes, go get him. The pitching location to Buster Posey was a mistake. This one was not. This is exactly where the Reds wanted to pitch Belt. He just beat the scout report.
And the beauty of that is just, and you said it earlier, it's just hard to keep that ball fair. Bonds used to do it so well. Here's Crawford. Crawford singled in the second. And he fouls it back. Although Barry Bonds did a lot of things quite well.
Yes,
and he reminded us of that Monday night when we inducted him into the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame.
Well, I hope a few more Hall of Fames are in his future.
Yeah, it was fun seeing him. No balls and 1 strike. Crawford drives one into right center field. On the move is Hamilton. Still on the move. And he makes a great catch over the shoulder. And it keeps Marquis in the game.
If you're Brandon Crawford and you just hit that ball just about 400 feet, you're thinking you've got at least a couple of RBIs here. And watch the effort here for Billy Hamilton. I mean, his range is as good as anybody's in baseball. And that'll make you dislike a player.
Well, it'll make you ticked off. You're right.
I mean, not from our perspective, but from Brandon Crawford's, who hit it. He's going to be a little upset. Good or bad?
So here's McGee, and McGee pops this one back and out of play. This is a pile-on ballpark. You got to do it. Giants found that out in the Game 5 of the NLDS. There's a bouncing ball foul in 2012. Did they leave 6-0?
Yeah.
After Buster's grand slam.
And the final score was 6-5.
6-5 with people all over the place. Nerve-wracking. Torture. It was everything.
13 pitch at bat to Jay Bruce from Sergio Romo.
0-2 pitch to McGee. And it's in the dirt. Belt at second. Maxwell at first. Good eye by McGee. 2-2. Madison Bumgarner's on deck. We're in the third inning.
One more guy gets on base, and Marquis' night's probably going to be over.
Line drive pass, Votto into right field. They're going to try to score Belt. Here's the throw. It is over the head of everybody. Belt scores. Maxwell to third, and McGee to second. Negron's throw was very high. He had a shot.
Well, he did, and with the pitcher on deck, I mean, Roberto Kelly being very aggressive there, putting the pressure on the defense to make a throw. And Negron's thinking, well, I'm not going to worry about the cutoff guy here. I'm going to gamble and get that run. Nice opposite field base hit. And here's the throw. Just trying to throw a strike right to Pena, the catcher, just overthrew everybody.
So here's Bumgarner, and Bumgarner lifts one to left, but Bird is all over it, and that's going to end the inning. Giants scored 3 times, 2 on the home run by Buster Posey, and it's bye-bye baby. Giants on top, 6-1.
Town, Amici's delivers.
6-1 Giants as we go to the bottom of the third. It'll be Marquis to lead things off. He's a pretty good hitter. Marquis, and then Hamilton, and then Cozart. Way outside. In at third is McGee. Off of Posey's glove. 1-2.
Think about Bumgarner when you watch him. It is not in a hurry. It's something that he has evolved into as a pitcher. Just really relaxing with his rhythm in the game. He is in control and he is going to move at his own pace.
2-2.
You don't always say that about a rookie who gets up and at times can get steamrolled by the rhythm of the game or the rhythm of an inning that goes against him. But you can tell a veteran, and you can just feel the presence of Bumgarner. I mean, he's going to throw at his rhythm.
Marquis strikes out for the first strikeout for Bumgarner, and that'll bring up Hamilton. I guess if you're Bumgarner, Mike, you try to trick your brain into thinking it's 2-1 or 3-1.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's going to pitch his game. That's not going to change if it's 9-0 or 1-0. But I think too that when a guy is as relaxed as he is, it relaxes the defense behind him.
Here's Hamilton. Hamilton bounced out to Panik, who made a nice play in the first inning. Cozart, who's on deck, he hit the home run off of Bumgarner in the first. Good breaking ball, make it 0-2.
Hamilton, one of 3 switch hitters that the Reds have.
Got him on a pitch in the dirt. Nice block by Posey. 2 outs. I guess if you're Buster Posey and you block those pitches in the dirt to Hamilton, you can't let that ball roll too far away from you.
No, you got to get on it quick. I mean, really, a ball in the dirt, if you don't come up with it cleanly, it's like a bunt play. But watch what Posey does. This is a great tip for young catchers. He gets out and he'll go out in front of home plate and create an angle so that he doesn't throw into the runner. He knows he has time. Just one thing you work on as a catcher to give yourself a little bit of an angle that allows you to have a clearer throw to first base.
You think Zach Cozart's going to see Bumgarner's best stuff here?
Yeah, and Bumgarner, because Cozart hit a home run against him his last at bat, he can try to strike him out.
Blanco coming in. Side retired. Shutdown inning for Bumgarner. For the Giants, top of the order coming up, and that'll be Gregor Blanco.
CSNBayArea.com, as insider Alex Pavlovich will provide wire-to-wire reporting for the Giants season. You get breaking news, video, special features, and much, much more. You'll see it only right here on CSNBayArea.com.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts. There's your new pitcher.
Burke Badenhop, I beg your pardon. Badenhop coming in for the 12th time. You see his record. 0-1 with an 11.17 ERA. And that means that he's been making a lot of pitches upstairs because he's a sinker baller. 16 hits at 9 2/3. He's got a high 80 sink. It's heavy. Hard slider to changeup.
And he throws a first pitch strike to Gregor Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 1, a walk. He scored a run and then he struck out in the second. So Marquis goes 3 innings. And that pitch is high.
Badenhop, no baby. I mean, he's 32. 7-year veteran. 6'5", 210-pounder. Tall guy.
And this is shot into right field for a base hit. Blanco's showing signs that he wants to play a little bit more.
Well, he's hot. He's put on about 80 points to his batting average here in the last 10 days.
And Bruce Bochy will play the hot hand. There's no doubt about that. Here's Panik, who's 2 for 2. Panik skies went into center field, but it's in the park to Hamilton. Boy, you can see the ball really carried. Panik is retired. News on Hunter Pence. Scheduled to be activated tomorrow. He's in the air as we speak. And he sent Bruce Bochy a text after the game last night, and he said, I'm a hitting machine right now, or close to that, and so they put him on a plane.
An offensive weapon.
I think that's what he wrote. You're right. Here's Pagan. Pagan takes wide, 1-0.
Well, that's actually a little early. I mean, I thought we'd see him game 1 of the Dodgers series on Tuesday, but to get him in the lineup tomorrow here in this ballpark, that may have been a motivating factor to hit in this ballpark for a couple days.
Energy.
Oh.
All the positive attitude from Hunter Pence.
Better than a cup of coffee.
It's all walks into the clubhouse and everything changes. Left field. Bird will put it away. 2 outs. And here's Buster Posey. Buster had a fly ball to right field in the first, and then he hit a long home run off the facing of the second deck in left field.
I think everybody in both teams is enjoying the weather tonight. Absolutely ideal conditions. A little warm, a little humidity in the air. Baseball weather as defined by the city of Cincinnati.
Blanco goes, and he's going to steal it. So that's his second of the year.
You know, I think if you are a good base runner and you can steal a base like Blanco, and you know a guy's going through some problems on the mound. And with Badenhop, you look at his ERA, it's in the 7s. So you know, a lot of times guys like that, they get mechanical in their mind and they don't pay close attention to the little things like holding a runner on. They're thinking about their mechanics. They're thinking about getting on top and getting the ball down, and they're just not competing. And they're not thinking about all the things you're supposed to.
Buster Posey, his 6th home run of the year in his last at bat. Remember, he hit his first major league home run in this ballpark. a second decker, and then of course the home run off of Matt Latos that none of us will soon forget. So here he drives one into right center field. On the move is Negron, and he's going to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, one left. It'll be Votto, Frazier, and Bird coming up.
Angel Pagan leading off, hits a home run off Mike Leake. It was the first leadoff home run in Giants postseason history. And Pagan also hit a leadoff home run in Game 2 of the 2012 NLCS. Good memories, and that's our T-Mobile game changer. Here it's 6-1 Giants as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Bumgarner with a 1-2-3 shutdown inning in the bottom of the 3rd will now face the heart of this Cincinnati Reds lineup.
And part of that heart is Joey Votto. And Votto takes a strike. Votto hit one back to Bumgarner in the 1st inning. McGee off the line at 3rd. Everybody else pretty much straight away. Crawford shading Votto to pull just a bit. That's just off the plate. Not by much. 1 ball and 1 strike. Line drive, base hit. So Votto shortened up that stroke just a bit, and that'll bring up Frazier.
That's something he's always done, and I think it really explains a lot as to how he hits for the high average that he hits, because he has the ability to take a little swing off. That's bad head control. I mean, there's not a lot of lower body there. Just trying to put it in play back up the middle. I mean, guys that do that, they're going to hit 300.
So here's Todd Frazier. Frazier takes a strike. Frazier doubled. He had a line drive in the left center field in the 1st inning.
Well, there's no question he sees Bumgarner well. His lifetime numbers back that claim up, as does his first at bat tonight. Has always done damage against San Francisco.
A ball and a strike now to Frazier. Marlon Byrd on deck, 4th inning. Very nice night. Fireworks tonight. Place is packed. And tight, 2-1. Reds have won 3 straight, so they're playing pretty good baseball. They're 9-6 at home. Two and two. The Giants reversed that. They're 6-9 on the road. And after winning on Tuesday night in Houston, they dropped the next 2 on this trip. 2 more to go after tonight. Day off on Monday, and then who comes into town?
The Dodgers.
The Dodgers come in.
Second trip in. After the series is next weekend with the Dodgers, Giants won't see Los Angeles.
Line drive. McGee's got it. So Frazier hit it right on the nose.
Well, he does. He squares everything up off Bumgarner. After the Giants see the Dodgers next week, they won't see him again in San Francisco until September. Let's take a look at just dropping the head on a down and in pitch. Casey McGee, one crossover step, reach up and backhand it, grab some pine.
Here's Bird. Bird popped out to panic in the first inning. And he lines this one down the left field line. Votto can run a little bit. Blanco does a good job of getting it back in, so that's a double. And the Reds have hit the ball hard off of Bumgarner here in the 4th.
You're right. 3 hitters, 3 line drives. They set the inside target. I mean, that's right to where they set the glove. That's not a mistake. And that's an impressive swing of the bat for Pena. Stay inside this. The only way you get to that pitch as a hitter is if you're looking for something in. He got it and executed. You see the stride of Votto going into 3rd. Down 5 runs. Really no reason to risk. Jim Riggleman, the 3rd base coach, smart baseball man. This is not the time to gamble.
Here's Phillips. Phillips bounced out to 2nd in the 2nd. And here he takes up and in. Bumgarner started to go, and Phillips asked for time. Phillips bounces this one to McGee. McGee's got to hurry, and he makes a nice play. And Votto stays at 3rd. Votto had gone. McGee would have had no chance of throwing him out.
I'm a little surprised that he wasn't going on contact on the ground. I mean, you have a force at first. I mean, he was going back to the bag at 3rd all the way. I mean, he never even had a lead towards home. I mean, if he breaks there with a 5-run lead, the infielder's going to take the force.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's Pena. Way outside, 1-0. Pena rolled one to Crawford in the 2nd and was thrown out. We are in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a foul, held on by Posey. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 1 to Brian Pena, the Reds catcher. 2 balls and 1 strike. Lorenzen is in the bullpen. would be Michael Lorenzen. Popped up. Maxwell in right, and that'll end the inning. So Bumgarner pitches through. Some balls hit hard here in the fourth, and we will head to the fifth. It remains 6-1 Giants.
The 28th through the 31st, and Saturday, May 30th, is 7:05 start. It's the first of two postseason Heroes bobblehead giveaways. First 40,000 will receive either a Brandon Crawford, Brandon Belt, or Yusmeiro Petit bobblehead, courtesy of AAA. And on Sunday, May 31st, 105 game, first 20,000 fans will receive a World Champions banner presented by Coca-Cola. You need tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
Here's Belt. Belt is 2 for 2, a home run and a single. Facing Badenhop for the first time, and there's a call strike. If you just joined us, Belt hit a long home run in the first inning, right over the foul pole down the right field line. That was off of Pena's glove. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, I have to believe that Brandon Bell is a little disappointed that Marquis is out of the game. He had 2 nice at-bats, 2 base hits against him. But one thing we've learned about Brandon Bell is a couple of line drives and he ignites. And he can get into a streak where it doesn't matter who he's facing.
He's a streaky hitter. Belt off of Badenhop. 1 up.
Ordinarily, I would say that Brandon Belt would be a little upset that that ball hit Badenhop and stopped there. But the way that the Reds set the defense, they had Kozar at the shortstop right behind second base. That ball would have been right to him.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell struck out in the first and then drew a walk in the third. And here he takes high, 1-0.
A lot of pitches up for Badenhop, and for a sinker ball, and that is not good. And you can see as to why he's got an ERA in the 7s. And usually, when a pitcher is missing high a lot.
On the ground sharply to Phillips, but Phillips has it. Sportsnet Central, Warriors Playoff Central with live Warriors pregame coverage is airing right now on Comcast Sportsnet Plus, which can be found on Comcast channels 104, 780, DirecTV 696-1, and AT&T channel 771. If you can't find Comcast Sportsnet Plus, log on to csnbayarea.com or call your local cable provider, or just call and ask for Ted Griggs. There's a strike call to Crawford.
And usually when a sinker baller is up, what causes it is that he's got a low release point. He needs to get a little higher.
Crawford fouls it out of play. It's a quick 0-2. Casey McGee on deck. McGee's got an RBI single in this game. Crawford takes low, 1-2. Crawford had a hit taken away from him, an extra base hit, as the Red center fielder Billy Hamilton ran one down that looked like it was going to be a double. This is tapped slowly to Phillips, and Phillips will throw him out, and that'll end the inning. So 3 ground balls for Badenhop, and as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning.
It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Giants with a 6-1 lead. Easy.
She only has eyes for him.
Easy. Here's Christopher Negron to lead things off. He lined out to Maxwell, who made a great diving catch to end the 2nd inning. Lives in Napa. Came over from the Red Sox in 2009. And he takes a strike at the knees. 1-2.
9th year of professional baseball, and he has learned his lessons well. As you said earlier, there's not a whole lot he can't do or positions he can't play.
Well, the press guide says in bold letters, infielder. Well, not tonight.
No, tonight, right field. Last year, he got called up to Cincinnati, played 49 games at 271, and really put himself on the map.
Two-two pitch. Got him.
Backdoor. It's a pitch you don't have a lot of at-bats against Bumgarner. I mean, this is the pitch you kind of give up on, yet it just keeps frisbeeing back into the outside corner. You have a strike zone with some corners on it, you're toast.
So Lorenzen is going to pinch hit. A little early, I guess, for Brian Price to go to the bench. With Billy Hamilton on deck. Save those bullets till later.
Well, yeah, the usual thing about it is that Lorenzen's going to be the pitcher in the top of the 6th. Badenhop not as good a hitter. And we don't know the health of all the bench players that the Reds have.
Bumgarner's going to slide and throw. Got him. Nice play. I've seen him make that play like that before, and he does it very well.
I think he loves things like this. A little bit of a challenge, kind of a fun play. It all hedges on him being able to get to a balance point on his backside and transfer the weight. And here, just almost from his knee. Slides into it, bare hand, and in one motion comes up. Makes a great play. And Lorenzen, I mean, he gets down that line pretty well.
So here's Hamilton. Hamilton takes a strike, so pitch count wise for Bumgarner, pretty good, huh? 61.
61. You want to be 75 or less by the end of the 5th. So yeah, indeed, lots of bullets left in his gun.
On the ground, foul. Past Jim Riggleman.
Yeah, we knew Rig when he'd make that play,
or at least try.
Older and wiser,
but still looks good in a uni. Considering that we won't get into one.
It's true.
High and deep to left. Blanco back, gone. Hamilton hits his 3rd of the year, and it's 6-2. That was a hanger.
Indeed it was. The Reds have hit 2 home runs tonight against Bumgarner, and they have been on the same pitch, hanging breaking ball. And watch the elbows bend right through the swing. And that's an impressive swing.
So here's Kozar, who homered in the 1st. And it's a little low, 1-0. Both teams now have hit 2 home runs in this game. The difference is the Giants have had men on base, the Reds have not. 2 balls and no strikes. Kozar chases the 2-0 pitch. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
It looked like he was going to swing at that no matter where it was.
Foul, 2-2.
Now let's take a look at how far into the bleachers Hamilton's home run went.
Far enough.
Yeah, far enough. I'm not sure if it was 1st or 2nd row. 2nd row.
Maxwell moving in. And that'll end the inning. The home run by Hamilton after 5, 6-2 Giants. A friend or family member that is graduating. Check out the Giants graduation pack. 2 tickets plus a commemorative class of 2015 Giants cap in an orange SF tassel. Doesn't get any better than that. $45. That's as low as the packs go. Visit sfgiants.com/minipack. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Michael Lorenzen, new pitcher now for Cincinnati. Lorenzen, 6'3", 200-pounder out of Anaheim. Went to Fullerton State. He's a rookie. 23 years old. And he throws hard. You're going to see mid-90s fastballs. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And there's an interesting story about this guy. He originally out of... Oh, we have a little malfunction out in right field. One of the cannons has just gone off. Pretty likes it.
Well, I tell you what, the Reds will do anything to distract the Giants hitters.
I guess so.
Sprinklers are coming on here shortly.
It could happen.
McGee stepped out. It's 0-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Lorenzen out of Cal State Fullerton, I mean, he was a closer, a relief pitcher, and his first several seasons with the Reds, first couple of seasons, he was a relief guy. Then last year they changed him over to a starter because he's got the 4 different types of movement. He got called up late April as a starter, and he's made 3 starts. This is his first relief appearance ever.
And McGee is going to take first base, or is he? It tricked me. Probably should have kept going.
Well, Dan Bellino very quickly called off the jam. McGee had about a step and a half leaning towards first base.
So it hit the knob. So that's easy 96.
Indeed.
And the walk. Here's Bumgarner. Guy that throws 96 hard to bunt. Maybe Bruce Bochy will let Madison Bumgarner take a good whack at the first fastball.
Well, you're right. And if it's a bunt situation as a pitcher, you're always taught to throw high fastballs. That's the hardest pitch to bunt. So Bochy may turn him loose.
Right back to Lorenzo. That's one. And that's a wide throw, but that's a double play. So Bumgarner retired. He'll get to go sit down.
Broken bat right off the tip. Nice job by Lorenzen coming back across his body. He knew he had all the time in the world. Bumgarner's not going to be going too hard. And McGee put some heat on.
So here's Blanco. Blanco's 1 for 2. He's also drawn a walk. Blanco fouls it back. And a bit high. 1 ball and 1 strike. A little low.
Didn't miss by much.
Blanco trying to get on for Joe Panik. And he'll lift this one foul.
Man, we had some fireworks going off at right center.
Tell you what, you hit a good foul ball here and they'll throw those fireworks right out.
They get excited. I didn't think it was that good of a foul ball, to be honest with you.
I think Marty Brenneman's got the trigger to those things and he's just messing with people. Blanco, a sharp 2-hopper to Phillips, and that'll end the inning. Big fellows are coming up for the Reds. It's 6-2 Giants.
And financial services for you and your business. Visit halfins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
So the 6-2 lead. Right now the umpires are talking to Bruce Bochy about the situation in right center field with these towers. And one of them is on fire.
Well, I don't know if there indeed is a fire it obviously is a fire, but it's made to do that. It blows flames up They're not able to get it out right now. So I think Tom Hallion, the crew chief, walked over to Bochy and asked him if he had a problem with that thing being burning the way it is. Bochy said, no, I got my pitcher out there. I don't want him waiting. So they are going to play through the distraction. But if any more fireworks goes off, I would imagine they would stop the game.
Well, if that fire grows any larger. So here's Votto. Votto is 1 for 2. And the first pitch is up and in for a ball, 1-0. It is a smokestack, right?
Well, yeah.
Oh, well, then maybe it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Well, I mean, it is putting out some smoke right now. People in the upper deck on the left field side are not happy about it.
There's a strike to Votto.
But I have to believe it's more of a distraction for the hitter than it is for the pitcher. Bumgarner, it's to his back. He didn't care.
Up high, it's 2 balls and a strike.
Hey, you come to the yard every day, something different. You never know.
You never know. There's a strike.
Votto not looking fastball there. It's a guessing game. You can see the bellowing smoke. But from Bumgarner's perspective, I mean, he's going to blow snot rockets no matter what.
That is a fact. 2-2 to Votto. Out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Line drive, base hit.
Yeah, total back control. And when you watch him, and this is the second time he's had a 2-strike base hit against Bumgarner. And watch how calm his lower body is. I mean, it's just so quiet. Head stays very still, and all he's trying to do is let you, the pitcher, supply the power. He can hit.
Here's Frazier. Frazier is doubled and he's lined out to McGee. So he's had 2 really good at bats against Bumgarner. And this is high and wide, 1-0. On deck is Bird. And a strike to even the count. Crawford, panic at double play depth. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
I think that may be the first changeup he's throwing tonight. And he really had Frazier off balance and reaching.
Very high, 2-2. Line drive right field. Maxwell will put it away.
Second time tonight that Frazier has hit a bullet at somebody. He's had 3 at-bats and he's squared up Bumgarner each time.
So here's Bird. Bird in the same spot in the 4th inning, doubled down the left field line.
Smoke still coming out of the smokestack.
Swing and a miss by Bird.
Reds down 4 runs. That doesn't really even slow them down. And they know what they're capable of in this ballpark, especially on a night like tonight. Well, it's very offensive. Ball's flying.
Just outside from Bumgarner. It's 1 ball and 1 strike here in the 6th.
But that's not anything the Giants don't know. They know the reputation of this place.
Votto with hardly any lead at all. And there's a strike on the outside corner, 1-2.
Perfect pitch. Back toward the breaking ball, took out the knees in the outside corner. Now you could throw it down, same location, down below the strike zone, and he has to go get it. Down the count 1-2. I mean, he has to expand. That's a way to do it. Go down below the zone with a breaking ball.
Got him.
Just like that. Nice pitch. 4 strikeout. 3 of his strikeouts have been swing and miss strike threes. But it really is an example of how one pitch sets up another one. And when you get 1-2 on a guy, especially once you've established a breaking ball or going to be a strike down low, he's got to follow.
Phillips has bounced out twice, once to second and once to third. Bumgarner took a peek just to see where his defense was. And the first pitch just barely misses. 1 ball and no strikes. Phillips foul as he lines it into the seats down the right field line. Uh-oh. We got action.
Yes, we do. Well, that tells you they got a little concerned about what's going on up there.
It's 1-1 to Brandon Phillips. Phillips fouls another one out of play, 1-2. Yep, it's going to get there.
Well, this has definitely taken on the interest of everybody in this ballpark.
It's getting close. Oh, they got 2 of them. I don't know about you. I can start to smell it now.
Oh, you absolutely can. I mean, that's a fire. I mean, that's the fire department right there. I don't think they have enough ladder.
Got to have enough ladder. Come on, stretch it out.
That's it.
1-2 to Phillips. Foul back. He had a rip. Okay, here we go. We got one getting close.
All right, we got the extendo ladder. Got 14 bats up there, 7 in each smokestack. 14 because of Pete Rose. That was his old number.
Breaking ball wide, 2-2. 88 pitches now for Bumgarner. Are they flipping a coin to see who's got to go up there?
Yeah, they probably are. Or drawing straws.
Now Phillips asks for time. Lifted out to Blanco with room. And that'll end the inning. So, Votto's leadoff single wasted. We will head to the 7th. Lots of things going on here in Cincinnati. Go to dealer. The Giants with 2 home runs in this game, a 2-run shot and a 3-run shot. Bumgarner's been terrific, and Marquis got knocked out of the game. Belt and Posey with home runs. Here's Lorenzen facing Joe Panik, and Panik takes outside for a ball, 1-0. Yep. Our old friend Tom Pollock to the rescue. Pitches down low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. A couple of years ago in spring training, there was a bee issue in the dugout of the D-backs. Tom Pollock took care of that. Now, unbelievable.
Yeah, I see.
3-0 to Panik.
Well, send one of our finest to put it out, and they indeed are putting some water on it right now.
To Panik. And a strike. Pagan to follow, and then Posey. 7th inning.
Fearless.
And the walk to Panik. Bill Panik has been on base 3 times now in this game.
Second time tonight that Lorenzen has opened up with a leadoff walk.
So Cincinnati's finest comes to the rescue. Way to go, guys. Like one of Pete's bats got burnt.
I think it did.
Flame treated, right?
Yeah, I think they were using about as small of a stream of water as they could use there. I think he went up there with a seltzer bottle.
I think he did. Pagan is 0 for 3. And panic back easily. Dodgers and Rockies tonight at Dodger Stadium. That game will start in about an hour. Rockies won last night to snap an 11-game losing streak. Fouled out of play, and it took a 2-out, 3-run home run by Carlos Gonzalez in the 9th to do it.
Yeah, one of Pete's bats got torched.
Flame treated. Louisville slugger.
Flame tempered.
Set it on our bats, remember?
Yeah.
Pagan, a little flare foul down the left field line. That'll be in row number 2.
Well, the 2 brave firemen that went up the ladder to put out the fire, down in the section of bleachers, they had other members of the fire department kind of moving everybody out, clearing it out. So a little subplot to what has happened here on the field.
Look out. Angel Pagan, it's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
So they're sort of chipping away at some of the hot spots in that bat where they think they may still have a potential fire problem.
Double play ball to Cozart, to Phillips. Not in time.
I thought Cozart was going to take that himself.
That's exactly what Phillips thought.
If he takes that himself, I think he gets the double play.
I do too.
I mean, this is off the crack of the bat. We're thinking, oh, automatic. You give Pagan that little extra time on the exchange, and he'll pitch out. As it is, Phillips took it with a bare hand.
Buster's 1 for 3 tonight. Pagan had thoughts of going, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. We're in the 7th. Pagan on the year with 3 steals. Posey fouls it out of play. He had a good rip. 3rd inning, Buster Posey with Pagan at first did this.
Just a mixed location. They get it inside the stake at the belt, and Posey stays inside it, manages to put it up into, I believe, the 2nd deck.
Could hit right off the facing or in the 1st row. Posey takes this fastball. It's 1-2.
Work to be done.
Posey pops this one up. Cozart going out. Still going out. And he'll make the catch. And Belt's going to hit.
You know, if I'm a fireman, I think it'd be pretty cool to go out there and put out a fire in front of 40,000 people.
Well, I'm going to take my time. I'm going to watch part of the game.
Yeah.
Get the job done, and then it's going to linger a little bit. I mean, they have to be thinking nobody's watching, right?
No. I think half the people here are watching them.
I think you're right. Belt, tardy, 0-1.
I mean, if you're a fireman, you have to kind of get used to people watching you do your work, but 40,000? And it is a great crowd tonight. Fireworks night every Friday here in Cincinnati. It's just that they started a little bit earlier tonight.
High and wide to Belt. Not quite an overshift. Cozart's playing just a shade to the left of second base and deep. And it's 2-1. Tomorrow night it'll be Mike Leake against Ryan Vogelsong.
It should be a well-pitched game. Both guys are pitching well.
Swing and a miss. 2-2.
95 with a little two-seam movement right at the belt, moving away from him.
Belt gets second life in and out of the glove of Pena. Then Chris Heston will pitch on Sunday.
Yeah, he gets the distinction to have 2 starts on the road. First of the road trip, last of the road trip. Coming off a 2-hit complete game victory against the Astros.
Foul back, 10 strikeouts.
10 strikeouts.
Belt drives one to right field. That's a fair ball into the corner, and digging it out is Negron. Pagan is going to be waved in. Belt is going to stop at second. Pagan scores. An insurance run for the Giants. It's 7-2.
Third hit of the night. He's got 3 legs of the cycle. And he goes down. Look at the location set up away. This is a mistake, middle end, and he just drops the head on the breaking ball. And again, manages to stay inside it, does not hook it foul.
So the inability for the Reds not being able to turn the double play really cost them.
It really did. Giants catch a break there too as the ball hit the fence and stayed there. Negron was expecting it to carry him off the fence. It did not. And that allowed Angel Pagan to score.
So here's Maxwell. Maxwell takes low. 4th RBI tonight for Brandon Belt. Fouled out of play. A ball and a strike. Maxwell drew a walk in the 3rd. Here he bounces one fair down the left field line. It kicks off that short wall. Coming in to score is Belt, and it's now 8-2. So Maxwell with a double.
Boy, that just managed to get over the bag.
Wow.
I mean, that just shaved it.
That did just shave it. Jeff Pico coming out. Calm the Rook down just a little bit. As Crawford's going to hit. Yeah, this could have been called foul. What do you think?
Well, it just has to go over the bag once it hits the ground, and I think he gets it right. It doesn't have to land in fair territory. And even at that, I think it may have caught a piece of the line. There wasn't a whole lot that Todd Frazier, the third baseman, could do.
Nope. Folks have been told they can go back to their seats in right center field. So nice job by the Cincinnati Fire Department. As here's Crawford, who's 1 for 3. And a strike at the knees.
Ryan Matthews is in the Reds bullpen heating up right now. And the reason why Jeff Pico went out there, give him a chance to get loose.
Crawford, line drive, base hit. Here comes Maxwell. Here's Hamilton's throw. It's offline. Maxwell scores. It's now 9-2. So Crawford with his first RBI and his second hit.
First time this year the Giants have scored 9 runs in a game. For Bruce Bochy, I don't know if he knows how to handle all these runs.
Yeah, they were stuck on 6 for a while, weren't they?
Long time. Broke that streak when they scored 8 in the first game of this road trip in Houston when they won game 1.
Here's McGee. McGee watches a breaking ball fall in for a strike. Bumgarner on deck. McGee gets another breaking ball and he rolls it foul.
Reds are playing very shallow in the outfield.
McGee, a high fastball. He attacked it pretty well, but fouls it back.
So 2 slow curveballs, and then he heats him up with his best bull fastball right across the letters. Good pitch, good job of fighting it off.
Out of play. Be the 44th pitch for Lorenzen, and this is lined right at Kozark to end the inning. Giants scored 3 times here in the 7th. The Cincinnati Fire Department comes in. They put out the fire. Giants are leading 9-2. Reds. That'll be game 3 of this 4-game series. And this is indeed the home of your world champion Giants. Comcast Sportsnet. We'll also have the game for you on Sunday. We'll be on there at 9:30. Here it's a 9-2 lead for the Giants. And the hitter will be Brian Pena, the Reds catcher. Followed by Chris Negron. And then we'll see a pinch hitter. Pena is bounced out and flied out. He takes wide, 1-0 for Bumgarner. Pitch wise, he now has 90. Hit out to right, a little something behind it. Maxwell is going to track it down on the track, and a nice catch. Another example of how the ball will carry here.
Maxwell, he's fun to watch. He's 6'5", and he's got some long arms, and he needs every bit of it to go high over the head with a backhander.
He glides.
He starts to drift right here. There's the carry you're talking about. Not a problem.
He's got that athletic build where you'd think he could play any sport and excel at it. Here's Negron swinging a shot up the middle and a base hit. On the first pitch, Negron socks it up the middle, and Mesoraco's going to hit.
Well, that's got to feel pretty good for Chris Negron, putting on a base hit against Bumgarner. For all his friends and family back in the Bay Area who are watching tonight.
So Mesoraco, he can hit, he just can't catch due to his injured hip. He struck out in a pinch hit appearance last night. You're facing Bumgarner, and he bounces the first pitch foul right past Jim Riggleman.
This is really a blow to the offense and to the defense for Cincinnati, having Mesoraco on the shelf, not being able to see him hit 4 days, and not being able to manage his pitching staff.
He could hit cleanup.
He's a quality player.
The pitch down low.
Mesoraco last year, I mean, he really put up a strong season. Hit 273 with 25 home runs and 80 RBIs.
Fouls this one back. Bumgarner.
It really was his breakout year. Put it all together. Made the All-Star team in the National League last year. Deserving. And here he's on the shelf because of an injury.
Out of play again.
Been that kind of year so far for Cincinnati. They've been, like just about every team in Major League Baseball, been hit with the injury bug. Homer Bailey, one of the big parts of their rotation, down for the entire year with a Tommy John.
Popped them up. It'll be Belt waiting. So Mesoraco pops out, and that'll bring up Hamilton. I saw a note that Adrian Beltre hit his 400th career home run. When you think about it, he's got a shot for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's going in as far as I'm concerned. Congratulations. Great player. Has been since the day he broke in with the Dodgers.
Yeah, he was an original Dodger, right?
Yeah.
Here's Billy Hamilton, 1 for 3, a solo home run in the 5th. Hamilton chases that pitch down and in, and it's 0-1.
That swing right there will not make his Christmas highlight film.
No, the one in the fifth will.
He hit a 0-2 home run off of Bumgarner in the fifth.
Look out. To the back foot. It's a ball and a strike.
Next pitch, 100.
Bumgarner due to lead off in the eighth. There's a strike. It's now 1-2. On the ground, foul. Talked about the nice swing he put on the 0-2 pitch in the fifth. This was it.
Bumgarner's hung 2 breaking balls tonight, and they both been hit out of the ballpark. This one by Hamilton back in the fifth, and one with one out in the first by Zach Cozart, the shortstop.
Little pop up. Who's going to get there? Nobody. So Hamilton bloops one into center field, allowing Cozart to hit. And Dave Urgetty's going to come out. This is to give Bumgarner a breather.
Well, it is the warmest night of the year for Bumgarner. I mean, it's the warmest night of the year, period. But for Bumgarner, he hasn't had a start where it's been this hot, this warm. There is humidity. It's kind of night where if you're a starting pitcher, you'll lose 4 or 5 pounds, maybe more. And I'm sure this is probably going to be the last inning for Madison Bumgarner. And maybe it is exactly what Urgetty's telling him. Don't save anything. This is going to be your last inning. George Conto's starting to get heated up in the Giants bullpen. The hottest hitter for the Reds from the right side has been Zach Cozart. He's stepping in with a couple guys on. So from the Reds' perspective, down 7 runs, this is a big at bat for him.
So here's Cozart. Cozart takes in tight, 1 ball and no strikes. Cozart homered and then hit 2 fly balls. On the ground, McGee's got it on 1 hop, and that'll end the inning. So Cozart hit it hard, and we'll head to the 8th. Sports Service is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD. Every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's a 9-2 lead for the Giants, but it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So Ryan Matthews, the new pitcher now for Cincinnati. Let's call up, see what he did in 11 games with Salt Lake. Had a nice year going, 0-2, but 2.84 ERA with 12 strikeouts and 12 innings against a couple of walks. He's got a low 90s fastball. He will cut it, he will sink it. He's got a slider and he's got a changeup.
DeGrom moves from right to left, and Bosch comes into the game in right field. So here's Nori Aoki, who's going to pinch hit, facing Matthews. And he slaps one into left field for a base hit. A nice greeting.
Yeah. One pitch, and now you're in your stretch. DeGrom in left field. And there's Brendan Bosch, the new right fielder.
So here's Blanco. Blanco's been on base twice. He's 1 for 3. And he fouls it back. Strike. 94 from Matthews.
Yeah, he's got some giddy up. Giddy up with sink. That's a good combination.
Outside. 1-2.
Ryan Matthews from Sacramento.
Swinging a shot into right center field. That's a base hit. And Hamilton is going to slide and cut it off. And because of that, they're going to have to hold Aoki.
Just a bullet right through the gap. And this is the great play that took away an RBI from Blanco by Billy Hamilton. Boy, he got over there in a hurry, cuts off the gap, slides into it, and then quickly gets the ball back to the cutoff man.
So here's Panic. Here's Meta Petit in the bullpen getting loose. Joe Panic's had a nice day. He's been on base 3 times. Swing and a foul into the glove of Pena. It's 1-2.
Panic a little tardy. Not often he's late on a swing. Matthews, 31 years old. He's a 3-year veteran. at the big league level. Came up through the Washington organization. Went to Galt High School and went to Sac City.
One and two. Way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Reds have a lot of Californians on their club.
Yes, they do. Two pitch. Here it is to Panic, and Panic strikes out swinging.
Rare to see him go out of the strike zone.
Yep.
So Matthews gets the strikeout he was pitching for with a runner at third base, nobody out. And there's the chase. Nice little fading movement running away from him upstairs.
Here's Pagan. Pagan's hitless in 4 at-bats. He does, however, he scored 2 runs. And there's a strike, and it's 0-1. Buster Posey on deck. Pagan fouls it out of play, so now it's 0-2. Giants with 9 runs on 13 hits in this game. Pagan taps it to third. Frazier's play is going to be at first, and they got him. And Bruce Bochy is going to take a look at this. At least Pagan wants him to. Coming in to score is Aoki.
I think he beat this one out. And that's the way it looked up here.
And look, people will say, well, it's 10-2, but you have to give the player an opportunity to get a base hit. And Pagan's going to be disappointed, but he's out.
An easy score for Aoki. Frazier had 1 play.
Pagan does come up with an RBI. He's in double digits now, 10 on the season. So not a total loss, and here's Buster Posey.
And the call was right by Bruce Dreckman, first base umpire.
And Buster takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
I think it was a tie, but I don't think it was something that was likely going to get overturned. That's close. If it's a 1-run ball game, they're going to review it.
Outside to Posey. 1 ball and 1 strike.
I think it was a tie. What we've seen with ties is that sometimes when they go back to New York to get reviewed, they come back and they reverse them. We thought it was slam dunk. You had to have real proof to overturn a decision, but that's not the case.
Well, looks like Pagan's night is over.
And I know where he's going to go. He's
Well,
going to go back and
if I'm
see it.
Pagan, I'd like to have him take a look at it.
Yeah. It's a hit. You're right. I mean, he got the RBI regardless, but it's a hit.
Posey takes in tight. Posey with a big swing, and that got Pena. It's 3-2. Belt to follow. And on the ground is Cozart. Will cut it off and threw out Posey to end the inning. Giants pick up a run. It's 10-2. You get highlights and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. Giants are leading 10-2. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Yusmeiro Petit, coming into his 12th game. No record yet, 3.71 ERA. For Petit, he's the one guy in that bullpen that can literally do everything for Bruce Bochy. He can spot start, he can come in long, he can come in the middle, he can situational pitch to a right-hander, he can close.
Doing the catching now is Hector Sanchez. We do have a couple of other changes. Votto takes another strike. Noriaoki stays in the game. He goes to left. Pagan is out, so Blanco moves from left to center. Votto takes just low. He's 2 for 3. On deck is Frazier. Got him.
Good changeup.
Votto retired. Frazier's coming up. He's 1 for 3.
Sets this up beautifully. And absolutely nails the location. Rare that you get Votto that far out front of the pitch.
I just rare to see him swing and miss. This guy too. Low to Frazier. Doubled in the first, lined out to third, then lined out to right. Fouls this one just below us. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And a strike to make it 1-2. On deck is Bosch. Brennan Bosch on deck. Outside and low. Bumgarner goes 7. He allows 2 runs, 2 solo home runs. Not a big strikeout night for Bumgarner, but he didn't walk anybody.
And I thought he handled the situation pretty well.
Tap slowly. It'll be Crawford going to make a tough play, and he can't make it, so Frazier's got a base hit.
The thing about Todd Frazier, you look at him and he's got some pop in his back. You just don't think he has a lot of speed, but he does. And I'm not sure even if Crawford comes up cleanly with that and has a clean exchange that they could get him. And that's with a pretty big backswing. But I guess you never bet against Crawford's arm. Base hit all the way.
So here's Bosch.
But to get back to Bumgarner, I thought he was a pretty good front runner tonight. He used to have that many runs scored on him. Held his concentration well.
Bosch skies one into right. Maxwell's going to have room. He just missed it.
I'd be thinking about that the rest of the night.
So
But that's
Phillips.
That's what Petit does to you. I mean, he just gives you that nice, comfortable 0 for 4 or 0 for 1, depending on what his assignment is that particular night, if he's starting or if he's in relief. Not going to really impress you putting up a big number on the speed gun, but he just gets you out.
Phillips is 0 for 3. First pitch strike, and it's 0-1. And that pitch is down low. Giants have had 3 innings in this game where they've scored 3 runs. The first, the third, and the 7th. And in this part, that's not unusual.
Saw J.J. Hoover up in the bullpen for the Reds. It is not unusual.
Runner goes, and this is fouled out of play. It's 1-2. Frazier's on the move. The Giants really don't care. Frazier goes again, swinging a pop-up. It'll be Belt at first. And we will head to the 9th here in Cincinnati. It's the Giants 10 and the Reds 2.
Honda, no-brainer tonight. It is Brandon Belt, who really has broke out the whooping stick, his first home run of the year, and that was a 3-run shot in the first. And then in the 3rd inning, he goes opposite field with a base hit. And in the 7th inning, he rakes a breaking ball down the line for a double and a 3-hit night for Brandon Belt. He was outstanding. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
J.J. Hoover in now for the Reds. 15th time he's come in. He's been a workhorse, as he usually is. Hard thrower.
First pitch into right center field off the bat of Belt, and Belt is retired.
Hoover give you a fastball that can go low to mid-90s, and he's got the 4 pitches: curveball, slider, changeup.
So here's Maxwell. Barnhart now is doing the catching. That would be Tucker Barnhart. Pena moves to first. Votto out of the game as Maxwell pops it up. Two outs.
2 pitches, 2 outs.
So there's Pena. So here's Joaquin Arias. Arias hitting at 240. He's got a home run. He hit a home run in San Diego. Facing Hoover. And it's way outside and high. Two and 0 to Arias.
A little disappointed in that first pitch. You get two outs and 2 pitches. You got to throw a strike, don't you?
Yep. You know,
the
guy's taken.
See if you can get a 3-pitch inning.
Bounce to second, where Phillips will wrestle a tough hop, and that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 9th coming up. All Giants tonight. It's 10-2. Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. You get reaction to this game. You get some information on Justin Smith's future and the Stanford band controversy.
Stanford band?
Yeah, well, we'll get all that from Dave Fleming on the wrap.
Dave, a distinguished alumni of Stanford.
Schumacher is going to pinch hit. Facing Yasmero Petit here in the bottom of the 9th. And there's a pitch wide, 1-0. Negron on deck.
and then Barnhart, the catcher. Schumacher takes a strike. It's been Bumgarner and Petit tonight. Fly ball to right, hit pretty well. Maxwell back. Maxwell's going to put it away. 1 out.
Not a problem.
That long reach of Justin Maxwell. We'll get a chance to probably see the long reach of Hunter Pence tomorrow night.
Well, I'm pretty excited about that.
I am too.
In case you haven't heard, Hunter Pence to be activated tomorrow. Back from his rehab, back from his broken arm.
Negron got a base hit in the 7th. He also lined out in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3. Doesn't waste any time as he fouls that one out of play. Foul back again, 0-2.
Good balance on that swing.
Yeah, that's the thing about Petit. He's going to be around the plate, so you don't have to think too much as a hitter. Those are the guys that give you that comfortable offer. Hit into center field for Blanco. 2 outs. And here's Barnhart. So Barnhart batting for the first time, hitting .273. And he drives one to right. Tucker Barnhart has got a long single as Maxwell played it nicely off the wall.
Yeah, Justin Maxwell played that off the wall like he plays here every day. Tucker Barnhart jumping on the first thing he sees. Fastball looks like middle in. Almost pumps it out of here, about a third of the way up the wall, and he'll have to settle for a single. I gotta believe when he left the box, he wasn't thinking single.
I believe you're right. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton is 2 for 4. And a called strike to Hamilton. Homered in the 5th, then blooped a single off of Bumgarner in the 7th. And Petit to Hamilton down low. Cozart would hit if Hamilton extends the inning. Down low, 2-1. Petit trying to get the Giants off the field and into the clubhouse. This is hit out to Blanco, and he's got room, and that's the ball game. So game 2 in this 4-game series goes to the Giants, and it's Bumgarner and a couple of big flies, and all in all, a nice game for the Giants.
Well, it really is. And for the second time tonight, I mean, they've really, on this road trip, they've exploded offensively. 8 runs in that first game in Houston, and here, they evened up this series with 13 hits, 10 runs, and they got 6 runs by the third, and that always makes for a nice night for a pitcher.
Yeah, we always say you give Bumgarner 10 runs, probably good things are going to happen. Final score: Giants 10, Reds 2.